Tuan Yang Terutama, Governor Negeri Sarawak, we are honored by your presence today, not only because you are our governor, but also because the idea of Murum was yours in the first place. It originated from you, and now you see the fruition of that idea. And so many ideas, cheap electrical energy, industrialization, score, and so on. If you care to find out history, it will all go back to Tai Mahmud's idea. Let me therefore, sir, address the rest of the crowd, fellow ministers, Datin, ladies and gentlemen. If you rub plastic against plastic, if you rub something against something, you will find some vibration. If you, in the ancient days, they didn't know what it was until Michael Faraday, in the early part of 19th century, who discovered electricity. It was a force field, and that if you rotate a magnet next to a wire, the electrons in that wire will move in a certain direction, and that is electricity. So that is the basic idea of production of electricity by the movement of magnets. Of course, the original idea, the idea that we have now, is much, much bigger. But that basic is the basic theory of electrical production. And electricity has brought revolution to the world. Imagine a world without electricity. You will be back in the Stone Age. But because of electricity, industrialization is possible. So there is a connection, therefore, between industrialization and electricity, and in our case, particularly cheap electricity. If our policy is to industrialize, we must provide as an attraction cheap and safe and clean electricity. And of all the sources of energy, we find that hydropower is the cleanest, the cheapest form of electricity. And that is why we emphasize on that. That is why we have Bakun and other hydroelectric power, and not only just Borneo, all other countries, Norway, Sweden, Scandinavian countries, New Zealand, Africa, have hydroelectric dams and so on. Because it is a source, almost an inexhaustible source of energy to move magnets to produce electricity. But the fact is, it remains the cheapest, the cleanest form of source of power. I think in Sarawak, more than 50% of our electricity supply now is through hydropower. And Murum is an additional to our power, and I believe it has been committed to other industries, in the future. So today we are celebrating another form of cheap, which will be a great attraction to industries, people who invest here. So those who built and whose idea is Murum, congratulated for doing what they have done, and I am sure will be more attractive to industries in the future. But let me remind you also that while we take pride in producing cheap electricity, we must not forget those who are off-grid, who cannot be reached by electricity because they are off-grid. They also need electricity. We must think of ways and methods so that they will not live in envy of those who are provided with electricity. And because of their size and diversity, they cannot be connected. So we must think of alternative energy, solar power, mini hydro, whatever, renewable energy to cater to them. That, I think, must also be an added responsibility for our SEB. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to all of you for having this dam, Murum Dam, and perhaps other dams in the future when the need arises. Because we have a lot of water, a lot of rivers, and a lot of natural resources throughout Malaysia. Thank you very much.